It is update time, my friends. We stopped at a rest area, got a snack, and I've been doing some research, and I think we have our first destination marked. That is going to be the Croatan National Forest. This national forest is roughly 160,000 acres, and you could disperse camp anywhere you want to. It looks pretty sweet. There's not much information out there about it, but it looks promising.
Just to refresh your memory, or if you're new to the channel and you don't know, we had our kids when we were young. So our daughter's 21 and she's in the Navy, and our son is 19 and he has just left for college. So Luke and I are done. We are in our early 40s, and you know, life is sweet to be done. I know we have friends who still have kids and they're like sort of jealous, but the purpose of this trip is to explore, to enjoy this new chapter of our lives, and let's see what we can get into.
Our van, this is called Packy. That's the name of it. That's what we've named it. This is kind of funny, but I guess like in the UK, in Europe, Packy is like a derogatory slang word for like a Pakistani or something or other.
I call it Packy because I'm obsessed with alpacas, and I have a cute little keychain that says alpaca my bags. So the van became Packy, and I have like an alpaca pillow and things like that. But regardless, you know, I'm decking this van out, and I think the more I add to it, Luke is like, wow, this is so your van.
Folks, there are stuffed animals, stuffed critters all over the place. Like there's a alpaca back there, there's a little puppy, there's a cat, there's like a cat light. There's pillows everywhere. It's missing the dust that I need, you know, that I'm accustomed to.
There's no dust inside here. It is cozy, it's cheerful, it's a great space to be in.
Yeah. Anyways, folks, we are headed to the Croatan National Forest, and we'll be there in 3 hours and 13 minutes. We just pulled into a Chick-fil-A parking lot. It's closed. I have no idea where we're at. Do you?
No, I have no idea, but I believe we are less than 2 hours away from being at the coast, which isn't bad. It's been really nice to start this road trip and not have a super long day of driving. So that's the great thing about exploring our state, is that we don't have 10-hour drive days.
It is now lunchtime. We have a salad and we have a wrap. Oh yeah.
Yum.
Looks good. So far, our travels have been very smooth. The thing is, we're not far away from the coast, like less than 2 hours.
We are really lucky to live in the mountains, but be, 5 or 6 hours away from the coast. And luckily where we live, we are also away from larger cities. So really getting down to the beach is pretty easy to do.
About 4.5, 5 hours, you're there. Now, our plan for this trip is so loose. We're going to the Croatan National Forest today. We may do some backpacking tomorrow. If it's possible, that's what we will do. And then after that, I have no idea. Temperatures for this trip are really pleasant. Highs around 65, 67, lows in the 50s. That's what I call perfect. We woke up this morning, it was like 35 degrees. The winds were blowing about 40 miles an hour. Already, this is super nice.
Very nice, very pleasant.
in 4 varieties: milk chocolate, peanut butter, and mini.
There's always a mute button on these things. $4.19 per gallon. I guess it's down some. It was like $4.55. Nothing needs to be said, you know what I mean?
The van wasn't even empty and it took $70 just to top it off. A question that we have been getting lately is if the gas prices will affect our travels. And I think that's with everyone these days. Everything is so expensive and the gas has really went up high. Hopefully we will start to see the prices come down some, but it absolutely plays a role in how much traveling we can do and the places that we choose to go to.
The worst is yet to come. Summer days slowly turn into darkness. I notice past goals are reaching out through the night for me. Summer
This is really nice, Kitty.
It's so cool. Go this way, I guess.
Oh my goodness, Susie, that is beautiful.
It is gorgeous. It's crazy. It is so windy here. So right now I'm hiding out in the van.
So we have made it to our destination, I suppose. Here's another vehicle with the same idea. That's funny. So we have a decision to make. What are we going to do? I don't know. This is an amazing spot, but do we camp here? It's so windy. I don't know. What do you think?
It's very windy. For now, I think we should think about it, but all I know is I need coffee. So for now, coffee time. Cheers, everyone. It is coffee time. And a big thank you goes to Lindsay, who sent me this great coffee maker and this cup. So as far as the trip, I want to be real. I want to be honest with you guys. So we drove down to the end of that road right by the ocean. Very shortly after we parked, we had a ranger come and ask us to leave since there's storm damage down there. The area is closed. And it's not clear that it's closed. There aren't signs that say you can't camp and things like that. But he did ask us to leave and told us we could come to a trailhead parking lot. We were gonna stay here, but again, he came back and said, oh, it looks like that you can't stay in this parking lot. So we are going to have to drink our coffee and go find another spot. And unfortunately, that is just how it goes. No matter what you read on the internet or online, you still have to follow the rules if when you get there, it doesn't appear to be true. So a ranger has asked us to move, and we will have to do so.
The guy has been super nice, but he doesn't seem to really know this area. He doesn't seem to know what's open and what's not. Ultimately, that doesn't matter. We will find another spot, and if we have to stealth camp, we will. But for now, we're having coffee. The sun's going down. That first campsite was amazing, but it was so windy. I don't know. It would have been fun, but the van was rocking already. So
Yeah, it seemed like, is this real? Is this too good to be true? And it was.
yeah.
But we weren't the only ones who had driven down there. Someone else had actually parked and ran off to hike, and the ranger actually went and tracked them down.
Well, it's funny, like after we left, he was tracking down that person, right? Then I see him going back down again because other people are going down there. They need to do a better job of like saying, hey, this is closed to the public, because nobody knows. Everyone's just going down there. So, hey, whatever. That's how it goes. It's part of the adventure, folks.
Yeah, we said we were going to wing it. This is us winging it.
Oh yeah, let's do this. Our plan for the moment is to cruise around on Forest Road 133 in the Croatan National Forest. Let's see what we can find, everyone. That's what adventure is all about. I love it. I wonder what's out here.
I don't know.
These roads are not marked.
This is kind of fun, though.
Yes, it is. Where are we going? Who knows?
We don't know.
We have found this long stretch of road that looks like it dead ends on the map, so we're going to check that out and maybe find a place to camp. We'll see. This is a huge national forest, and there are tons of roads, tons of places to camp. We've already passed some, but we're looking for better. So we will see what we can find.
There's just tons of roads, and God, that's just a dumping thing.
Right up here is the end, everyone. Let's see what's down here.
Maybe it's just junk.
We got down to the end of this road, and unfortunately, it's a dumping ground. But I'm glad I got out and looked. Here's a screw, nail, 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 nail. I mean, there's a million nails all over the place.
Hopefully the ranger will leave us alone for the night.
Yes, can we camp here, Ranger? Right next to this pile of garbage?
We have found a stopping point for tonight, and since it is so late, we're gonna take this spot. It's a real unfortunate aspect of national forests is that you will find a lot of trash, and you will find spots where people, they trash it, they do shooting, and they leave a lot of debris. And it's like this where we live as well too, but I still think we found a nice quiet spot, and with it being so late, I wouldn't expect anyone to come down this road. We drove quite a ways, so hopefully we won't be bothered tonight and we can sleep good.
As Susie just mentioned, that is an aspect to these national forests, and it's a real shame. Anyways, the sun is almost down. It's time to cook dinner. Yeah, let's have a good night.
For tonight, we are cooking inside of the van, and the great thing about our kitchen area is that I have a tabletop I can use. Most of the time our food bin is actually strapped to the top of it, but it's really handy to be able to move that and cook. I can have the back doors open.
As far as this campsite goes, it's not the best, there's no doubt about that, but it should be private, it should be quiet. I'd rather stay here for free next to some garbage than pay money, so. Does that make me super cheap? Maybe it does.
The closest pay campground was at least an hour away. We decided it was better to stay here, and that way we can cook dinner, and we're close to where we want to be because we know that we want to explore that area where we parked out earlier.
That looks amazing, Susie.
Smells good.
Yes, it does. Korean barbecue and some sort of rice.
I think this is good for us. I wanted something different.
Yeah.
Usually with our trips, we have them planned out so meticulously to a point.
Right.
Drive so many hours, go here. Get up, drive so many hours, go here. And, you know, there's something sort of fun about like, well, we can kind of do what we want to, or let's just look for a place to stay. We don't know where to go.
Right.
And, you know.
Go back and watch our previous, like, road trip adventures. For the most part, as Susie said, they're, like, you know, super planned out. The places that we stop are, like, super, super nice. This is just, like, playing it by ear, and we're sleeping next to, like, a couple bags of concrete, some tires, and all sorts of stuff. The thing is, like, I'm perfectly okay with that. It's fun. I mean, it's just part of the experience. When you're going to go into a national forest, it's kind of how it is, unfortunately.
All the research that we've done has had to be done on our phones today. So while we're stopping, we're researching, we're looking things up. And the general consensus is that this is a very safe area, very safe national forest. I could not find anything bad about it. So I feel good about it. It has a good vibe. We don't get any weird vibes about it, even if there is trash piles and shooting piles.
I might add to it, man. Just kidding. Just kidding.
As far as camping goes here, I did find a lot of negative reviews, and that's simply because it was the wrong time of year. As you can imagine, it's going to get really hot in this area, be very buggy, and then you have all of those critters to deal with. You know, just like any place, you have to pick kind of the right time to go there if you're worried about things like that.
If you decide to come down here, you do have to contend with alligators, copperheads, cottonmouths. I'm sure there's rattlesnakes down here too. We're right at that threshold. We're below 70 degrees. The snakes are out, there's no doubt about it, but they're going to be sluggish. The number's low. Once you have temperatures above 70 degrees, it's going to be snake city here. The optimal temperature range for a snake is 70 to 90 degrees. We're, again, like right at that threshold. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Gosh, Susie and I, we slept in. We got up around 8:30, something like that. It's now 9 o'clock. Susie's getting ready. The sun's coming up. This morning, it was fairly cool down here. It was about 45 in the van. We turned the heat on, warmed it up. As for last night, it was perfect. Super comfortable. Super quiet, surprisingly. No one came down here. No one bothered us. There's a trail back at that parking lot that we were at that we want to hike, and that is where we're headed. We may actually do that twice. The first time as a hike with this video, and then we may do a backpacking trip on that trail. But we're not really sure what we're looking at, and we really can't find good information about that trail. Susie, good morning.
Good morning.
How'd you sleep?
I slept great. I'm doing good. About to make coffee. I'm ready for the day, and it's already heating up nicely inside of the van. Last night was super quiet here. I didn't hear anything, so I would have to say it was a successful find, and I'm glad that we stayed here because now we're close and we can head back to the trail to explore today. And overall, I was happy with it.
Here we are, folks. We're on the trail this morning. It's finally beginning to warm up. We had coffee, had breakfast, got ready for the day. As soon as we got done with coffee, we stepped out of the van. 2 fighter jets go flying by. So dang cool. There's a military base not far from here. We've been hearing fighter jets, helicopters, explosions. I got chills right now.
All your favorite things.
It's great for me. Hopefully it's good for her.
There is a lot of damage in this area from a hurricane that happened in 2018, Hurricane Florence. From what we've read on the information boards and from the research we've been able to do this morning, there are some detours so we can still hit the Mountain to Sea Trail, also called the Nusiak Trail in this area. We may have heard a snake warning us.
There is a snake in there.
Yeah.
And there's a fighter jet in the sky.
Snakes and jets.
I have to admit, I've had so much fun so far on this adventure by just simply playing it by ear, by being spontaneous. It's been so much fun. This is the future of the Outdoor Gear Review. Spontaneous. We're gonna pack our bags, hit the road, go who knows where. I can't wait. Cannot wait. That's one of the benefits of having an empty house. Some people go through like the empty nest syndrome. Not Susie and I. Not at all.
It's always a really big accomplishment when you do raise your kids. That's what everyone is supposed to do. You're supposed to raise independent, contributing adults. It feels good.
Feels great, don't it?
Yeah, I'm not sad about it.
Supposedly you can camp on this, and that's a big question mark because Susie and I, we thought about filming like an overnight trip, but we really don't know what's possible, what isn't. That's why we're hiking this morning. When it comes to our experiences so far with the Croatan National Forest, while we have only seen a very small part, the one gripe that I have is the large amount of garbage. It's staggering, really. We've been on maybe 4 or 5 roads so far. Just trash everywhere.
People cleaning up their yard and just bringing the debris here.
And dumping it out in the middle of the road.
It's disappointing to see so much of it and to see the rangers and park staff everywhere. You know, they are doing their job and making sure that people are staying safe and being in the correct areas. But I would like to see that they are actively working on cleaning up this place and maybe doing things so that people aren't coming out here and dumping massive amounts of trash.
With the Croatan National Forest, there are active swamps all over the place. So that is something that you need to consider if you plan to come out here, especially in the warmer months. With all of that water, the mosquitoes, man, they are going to be terrible. At the same time, you need to watch out for venomous snakes and alligators. I grew up with alligators. What about you, Susie?
I did not grow up with alligators.
I spent many years down in Florida running around in the Everglades and whatnot. I don't want to make it sound like I'm Crocodile Dundee. That's not the case. Yeah, we grew up, we had alligators all around the house. It's kind of funny, the locals down here, they're wearing like down jackets and stuff. And here we are in shorts and t-shirts. Oh, that feels good.
Hot, hot, hot.
Yes. Okay, Susie, I think we decided to go this way, right?
Right.
There are so many trails out here, and our map doesn't have them all listed as to what they are, so we're just kind of picking and choosing. Let's go.
Was that as cool as what you did?
I think so. Not. After looking at the map, there's about 1 million different ways to get to the coastline and hike it. So we've selected this road. This is so nice. There is a trail and it kind of like meanders all over the place. This is more of like a direct shot. I need to say this. If you don't like the sound of fighter jets, if you have young kids that get scared easy, this may be a terrible place to come. On this hike alone, what do you think? 8, 9 fighter jets? They're close, treetop level. It's loud.
It is loud.
I love it. It gives me chills, but it makes my ears ring at the same time.
Even though there's a break in between them, we haven't been hiking that long and we've already seen that many. So it is something to keep in mind. There will be a break, but I'm sure throughout this day we're gonna see dozens more.
I'm sure you all could see all of that pollen in the water. That stuff has been driving me nuts. Last night, my eyes were burning, they were puffy. It's kind of funny with my allergies. It makes one eye puffy, but not the other. So weird. Okay, well, our gigantic, beautiful trail has turned into this.
While we are out hiking, we are looking for campsites, and we haven't seen any so far. Maybe one was a possibility, but you would not really want to camp there. So we will carry on and keep exploring.
I am so glad that we decided to come out here and basically explore this trail before dedicating hours for backpacking. Because so far, this is a hiking trail only. As Susan said, there may be some campsites further along. We shall see, but as of right now, there's nothing, absolute nothing. Check this out. Look at all this bamboo. This is cool. We just climbed up this hill here, and we are now at 26 feet above sea level.
It is update time. We are still on the trail, but we are less than 2 miles away from the coast. So far, the trail has been really well maintained. We have been super impressed with that. And a lot of it looks recent, so that's nice because there is definitely going to be a good time of the year to do this and a very bad time where you probably wouldn't be able to. With that being said, I have read that not all of the trails here are maintained.
Wow, that's cool. Shields up, everyone, shields up. Even though we're in this pine forest, it's still very, very sunny. We're very exposed. As we're hiking along here, especially this time of year, we are being especially careful. And that's because of snakes. Right now it is 63 degrees, but just like that turtle, reptiles, they want to warm up. So where to do that at? Right here on the trail. This is the sunniest spot because there's no foliage here. So turtles, snakes, and whatnot, they're coming out to get those sun rays. Wow, we've made it. Susie,
Wow.
there you go.
Yes, we made it.
Yeah, this is cool, everyone. We've made it out to the beach. We've read online that you can camp on this beach anywhere you want to. Now, so far, everything that we've read online about this area has been false, so I'm not sure. As I was saying before, we've read online that you can camp anywhere you want to along the TOGR Trail, but the thing is, we've yet to see a single place where that would even be possible. On the beach here, I mean, we can make do, but there's not really a real campsite, and that's what concerns me. Nonetheless, folks, this is beautiful. What dog? It's amazing to me that no one's out here. In fact, the only thing that I'm seeing is a bicycle track. Wow, this is neat. We just had a National Geographic moment. There was some sort of hawk or eagle. I don't know exactly what it was. It was huge though. But it came flying over and it had a fish in its talons. How cool is that?
That was so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Wow. So far on this trip, we've seen 2 turtles, a hawkbird. I think that's it so far.
That's it.
We're now going through the area where there's quite a bit of storm damage. You can see all of these downed trees. All of this was done by the Hurricane Florence, is that right?
Yes.
And that came through roughly 4 years ago. What's so cool about this trail is that it's used so little that you can actually get lost. That's incredible.
We are finishing up this portion of the TOGR Trail. And for those of you that don't know, it's 20.4 miles. Luckily, most of it's open. There is a small part that they will not let you on, and they have made a detour. So that is nice that we were able to still get out here to the beach. And I think we've decided to grab our backpacks, come back out here, and do some backpacking. We really appreciate you joining us for this road trip adventure. This is just the first part. If you want to see how our backpacking adventure goes, you have to stay tuned, catch the next part. Being on the beach at night might be windy, but I think it's going to be cool.
I think Susie said it all. Make sure to hit the thumbs up if you like this episode, and stay tuned. Part 2 is coming up. It's my hope, as the sun is going down, there's fighter jets screaming across the sky. Oh, that'd be so awesome. All right, folks. See you in part 2. Strength and honor. Bye for now.